From breakfast to lunch to dinner, Jefferson County health inspectors found some violations that might make you skip a meal. We've got the highs and lows in this edition of the Restaurant Report Card.
We begin with Taqueria Cotija on Nederland. Inspector Conlin noticed employees were thawing meat improperly. Employees had drinks and other items in the same area where food was being prepared, which is a violation of good hygienic practices. All food taken out of its original packaging needs to be labeled and dated. No soap was found at the hand wash facilities. Sponges are not allowed in the restaurant. Thermometers were needed, and the food contact surfaces needed to be cleaned and sanitized. Taqueria Cotija in Nederland gets a 71. Now on to Pho Ha on Nederland Avenue. Large pots must be broken down and cooled quickly. All items out of their original packaging needs to be labeled and dated. Raw foods need to be kept separated to avoid cross-contamination. And all food contact surfaces needed to be cleaned and sanitized. Pho Ha in Nederland gets an 81. Next, Inspector Conlin checks out Boss Burger on Twin City Highway in Nederland. Raw foods need to be kept separated to avoid cross-contamination. The hot water was not hot enough. It was repaired the same day. All food must be kept 6 inches off the floor, and light shields were needed. Boss Burger in Nederland gets an 86. La Suprema on Highway 365 at Nederland is our next stop. All food out of its original packaging needs to be labeled and dated. Raw food stored on the bottom shelves needs to be stored away from cooked and ready-to-eat food to avoid cross-contamination. The floors in the restaurant need to be sealed, and the food contact surfaces need to be cleaned and sanitized. La Suprema in Nederland gets an 86. And finally, Inspector Conlin checks out Popeyes on Highway 365 in Nederland. An employee's jacket and bandages needed to be covered as part of good hygienic practices. Floors needed to be repaired. A light cover was needed in the freezer. There was a bad odor coming from the drains that needed to be checked and cleaned. And all food contact surfaces needed to be cleaned and sanitized. Popeyes on Highway 365 gets an 86.
And here are some more scores. Church's Chicken on Nederland Avenue, a 90. Burger King on Nederland Avenue, a 90 as well. Davis Donuts on Highway 365 in Nederland, a 91. And Helena Drive-In on Helena Avenue, a 92. One perfect score to pass along, Dairy Queen on 39th Street in Groves. For more scores and information, just log on to our website at KFDM.com.